Welcome back. My name is Eleanor Barrera, and I'm an intern at the George Eastman Museum, and I am very excited to be giving my first Dryden Theater Recommends episode. This week, I'll be focusing on the career of Olivia de Havilland, as well as one of my favorite films of hers, The Snake Pit. As you know, de Havilland, one of the last stars from the golden age of Hollywood, died peacefully from natural causes in her Paris home on Sunday at the age of 104. De Havilland began her film career after signing a contract with Warner Brothers at the age of 18. She starred in, 8 swashbuckling films with Errol Flynn, such as Captain Blood in 1935 and The Adventures of Robin Hood in 1938. Of course, one of her most prominent roles was as Melanie Wilkes Hamilton in the film classic Gone with the Wind, for which she received her first of 5 Oscar nominations, and this role really brought her into the spotlight. But she later sued Warner Brothers in 1943 after she finished up her 7-year contract with them. However, Jack Warner insisted that she still owed 6 months for the time she wasn't taking on roles that he wanted her to play. The 1945 verdict ruled that de Havilland was free from her contract and that all actors would no longer be tied to specific studios within the industry. And the Court of Appeals decision in de Havilland's favor was one of the most significant and far-reaching legal rulings in Hollywood to this day. And during these events, de Havilland was blacklisted by Warner Brothers and other studios, so she instead took up work in the war effort. And in this way, she really won the hearts of the American people, so much so that the studios began to hire her again, and in roles that she really wanted to explore. She eventually won 2 Academy Awards, the first for playing an unwed mother in To Each His Own in 1946, and again in 1950 for her lead role in The Heiress, another one of my favorite movies of hers, just truly incredible, incredible film. But today, I want to be focusing on one of her lesser-known films, The Snake Pit, 1948. This film is based on Mary Jane Ward's 1946 semi-autobiographical novel of the same name. So in this film, de Havilland plays Virginia Stewart, a newlywed who awakens to find herself committed to an asylum. And, she has to piece together the events that brought her there. And this film broke ground with its depiction of life in a mental hospital and eventually led to nationwide reforms in mental health care. And, Hollywood in the 40s was not exactly ready to deal with subjects such as the one depicted in The Snake Pit. The director, Anatole Litvak, insisted that his entire team research mental illness. He had the entire cast and crew accompany him to various mental institutions and to attend lectures by leading psychiatrists. And, for him, he said, de Havilland really threw herself into the world and into this very challenging, very important role. She sat in on long individual therapy sessions. She attended social functions with the patients. She studied hydrotherapy and electroshock treatments. And her research, it really shows in her portrayal of, someone with mental illness in the film. The scenes in the asylum are heart-wrenching, especially the electroshock treatments Virginia undergoes. Leo Glenn is the other notable presence in this film, playing Dr. Kick. He makes the best out of his role, and he plays well against the sickly woman that he has taken an interest in helping. Mark Stevens is seen as Virginia's husband. He's a man that stands by his wife during this time. And in smaller roles, we see Lee Patrick, Natalie Schaefer, Leif Erikson, Celeste Holm, and Betsy Blair. So I'd say The Snake Pit, it's really a document about mental illness, and it's treated with frankness by Anatole Litvak and his team. Publicity releases from 20th Century Fox, they actually claimed that 26 of the then 48 states had enacted reform legislation because of the movie. And today you can stream it on Amazon. And I think that, you should watch this movie if you're interested in Olivia de Havilland's career, if you're interested in mental illness, and if you're interested in how mental illness and, hospitalization is portrayed in Hollywood films. I think this role, it really shows how de Havilland was an actress before her time in the fight for equality as well as for taking on roles that were important, like her role in The Snake Pit. Over 6 decades, she starred in almost 50 feature films and was the first woman to preside on a jury for the Cannes Film Festival. And in her last public appearance, she stated that although so much has changed in the world and in Hollywood, one thing remains the same, and that's people's love of movies. So please join us again for our next Dryden Recommends. Thank you.